everyone. I couldn't get my little remote to work for a moment. How are you? Hopefully good. Checking our levels. Thumbs up in the chat if everything sounds good. I bumped the music down a little from where we had it the other day, but as you know, we're always working on levels in here, so I'll depend on my sound team to let us know that we're doing a good job. Congratulations on having a good night's sleep. That's the best news ever. I did too, kind of. Get this little Yorkie mix next door who goes out at midnight. Just really annoying, because all he does is all night long. Nobody else wakes up. I wake up. Anyway, we're here to flow in a core centric workout. So we're going to do a little stretching to warm up. Then we're going to integrate a few exercises with the Pilates exercises with weights. And yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. So let's begin with our legs pretty wide. I'm working in bare feet today. If you feel more comfortable or supported working in shoes, then you go right ahead. Get our pants ready. We're just gonna start with a little neck circle, head and neck circle. So bring your chin towards your chest and then bring it around. How's my foot doing? It's okay. It's better than it was yesterday because I saw my friend who's a chiropractor, and a little bit of it is, you know, you get stuck in these patterns of not moving parts of your foot because you're avoiding pain. And then it causes other discomfort. So I feel better than I did yesterday. I'm taped up and really good. I'm actually feeling worse in this foot because I wore like literal shoes to a holiday gathering. And I just gotta stick with sneakers for right now. It's just like they don't like me. Let's take our head in the opposite direction. Shoes. The pandemic ruined me for wearing heels, and you all, I have some beautiful shoes, and it just pains me to think that they're not going to be worn again. Maybe, we'll see. So we're just circling our head around, just trying to get some stretch on the back of the neck, on the side of the neck, the front of the neck, and on the side of the neck. Good. Coming back to center. Lift up. Thank you for asking, by the way, Tracy. Let's take our head, turn it to the right, and come back to center. Turn to the left. Getting a little head and neck mobility sometimes can mean the difference between having a successful practice and not. One more time. Good. Now we're going to turn our head to the right and bend our left knee. So just reach and back to center and do the opposite side. Reach and back to center. We're just trying to take up our space. You know what you need in terms of a stretch, so if you want to reach your arm back a little bit farther, make it feel good for yourself. It's not about getting it right, it's more about getting it right for you. Good. One more time each side. Reach it out. Pull it back in. And last one. Good. Bring it all the way back in. Let's lift our arms up. We're going to take a slow roll down all the way forward, reaching to the ground, letting your head hang, letting that hamstring stretch be what it needs to be for you. Let's spin our heels towards center. So our heels are facing in, our toes are facing out. Just take a little plie or a knee bend or a squat, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to bend down and then stretch it up. Just a different stretch for our hamstrings. Bending down and stretch. And using your breath to support your body. Bend and stretch. Losing the microphone too. Good. Last one. Hold it on the down for a moment. We're going to walk our hands up to our knees. You can have your knees as bent as possible. We're going to just rotate that right shoulder forward and bring it all the way back. And then rotate the left shoulder forward, just getting a little mobility. So I'm pressing my hand into my thigh. I'm rotating my shoulder forward, getting a little twist in that upper back. Let's go for 4, reaching the right forward. Sometimes if you want to ease out of it, you can ease into the bend as you press the shoulder forward, or do what you need. Good. Last one. Good. All right, we're gonna spin our heels out so they're back to parallel. Take them nice and wide. Bend your right knee, reach your hands down to the ground wherever you can reach. Just find that inner thigh stretch over here. Good. Walk your hands over to your other side and bend. And stretch. The right knee's bent, hands are reaching left. Let's straighten both legs up through the center and then bend over to the left and just find that stretch of the inner thigh, supporting through your legs, supporting through your arms. Good. Walking your hands over to the right. Feeling that stretch all along the left side of your torso. Breathe. Good. We're going to come back to center with the hands and then heel toe your feet a little bit closer together. Now, you're either encouraged to come down into a deep squat, hips to the ground. If you need to lift your heels to do that, go for it. We're just gonna take it for a moment. And if you are using your trampoline, maybe you use it to hang on here. Just want you to kind of wiggle your hips around, feel your thighs deep in the socket. If you're not balancing like I'm balancing, don't worry about it. I said this to my in-person class the other day. I said, some of you are lawyers, doctors, paralegals, accountants. I do this. This is my job. So it's not that it just happens. Believe me, there's a lot of hours of the day that go into this, you know? Good. All right, let's make our way onto our knees. And we're just gonna take, I'm being slightly selfish in this moment, but I think you'll all forgive me. We're going to take a little foot stretch. So whether you are on your knees, another option is to come up to a half, that's harder, is to come up to a standing position here and do a little front of the foot stretch. So holding on to the side of your couch. But the knee does tend to work because what we're going to do is hold on to the knee. Our legs are just a little bit apart. You want to make sure that your foot's in alignment, so your toe and your heels are like in one plane as opposed to being bent one way or another. And you just start to lean back into the foot a little bit and reach forward. So it doesn't matter how far off the ground, ooh, that's tight, you pick up your knee. It's more about shifting pressure back. So if you're unable to pick up your knee, what you might do is just reach your hands back, kind of lift your knee and put pressure into the front of your foot. Once you feel that pressure into the front of your foot, you can tell it's supposed to be for along the front of the foot. Yeah? Makes sense, hopefully. Good. And one more. Good. Let's go to the other side, just rolling back. This does not have to be a very intense stretch. It might be an intense stretch because it's tight there. It does not have to be something where you force it, let's say. Yeah, it's not uncommon. You know, we just, generally speaking, we don't oftentimes get into this range. So maybe the standing version gives you a little more control over it. It's all about what gives you the benefit of the stretch versus what makes you hate it. Good, we'll do one more here. Good, all right. Let's go ahead and sit down. And then we're gonna just tuck one leg under. You can be seated on your rebounder or on a cushion. And you're gonna take your hand to the outer edge of your foot, like so. I'm supporting myself here. And we're just gonna lift that leg up, lower to touch. Lift it up, lower to touch. Yep. Yeah, Tracy, I trust you, okay, to make those decisions for yourself. So if you know that sitting on the mat is gonna be a challenge and it's gonna take you out of the exercise mentally, do what you need to do. Mostly sitting on a block for all of them. The only time sitting on a block wouldn't be okay is if you're doing something where you could fall off the block, but even so, it's like a few inch fall, so it's not gonna be super intense. Right now, we're just getting the outside of the ankle. We'll go 2. And one more. All right, take this leg, take it into a Z sit, And then we're gonna grab onto the inside of your foot and you're just lifting up, lowering down. Am I forcing it? No, no friends. I'm thinking about letting my leg be just kind of a dead weight and seeing what's there for me in terms of mobility. And it's just to get into some of those end ranges that we don't often see, just to get our hips juicy. Good, we'll do 2 more. And last one. And good, let's switch sides, go to the other side. Hopefully it feels good to sit on that leg. Hand goes onto the outside of your foot, holding onto your knee. You come up and down. So if you are on a block, a lot of times what you'll find is that your hips are in a less extreme fold. So you're under 90 degrees at your hip joint, which in turn is really useful for just finding a comfort zone with some of these motions. Certainly sitting in a chair, using a strap. Yeah. Good, we'll do 1 more here. And then we're gonna flip it around. Taking your hand, how did I do that? There you go. To the outside of the foot, and then just lifting and lowering. I think I'm shifting my weight just a tiny bit to see what's there for me. So nothing too crazy. I love that, Colleen. Somehow that's always kismet, where whatever is in my plan tends to show up also in other people's needs and protocols. So happy to support in that way. Yeah. Good, just a couple more. And last one. All right, so the last little exercise we're gonna do, you can be sitting on a block, you can be sitting on your seat. You're gonna bend your left leg, and then you're gonna stretch your right leg out. It can work a little better if you are on the floor where you can slide. So here are the rules. As you know, I don't teach with a whole lot of rules, but to get the benefit of this one, your toes stay pointing to the ceiling. They're not rolling in or rolling out. They're straight up. We used to say it's like you're balancing an egg on your knee. I mean, we get the visual, it's not realistic. Your sits bones are evenly weighted and your hips and shoulders are facing front, and this leg stays still. You're using your arms to support you, and you're using your inner thigh to bring your leg in front of your hip, and then all the way across towards the other foot without turning your body to make it happen. So if you turn your body, this is just gonna feel like you're going la 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 la. It's not gonna feel like much of anything. But if you keep those hips evenly weighted and you bring it across, you're gonna feel that end range of your inner thigh, and then bring it back out. Okay, here we go. Pull it across, shoulders and hips facing forward, both sits bones evenly weighted. I'm using those arms to support my posture, and it's gonna get a little quivery in here. And all of the work that we're doing right now is to get us very much supported in our core centered exercises. Truly, honestly, sitting is core work, standing is core work, breathing is core work. Inner thighs feed into the muscles of the abdominals, the pelvic floor. Good. I get you. I'm a little bit of a speed reader where I skip over the lines and get the general sentiment. So I know y'all are trying to type fast to get those comments out. Good. Check in. Can you bring it a little bit farther across? That's about my limit before I want to twist. And then a little farther open. Let's do 2 more on this leg. These are kind of boring, quote unquote, but if you're working on the technique, you're really starting to get some good integrative work. You don't have to do much with the weight, you know? Good. Bend it. Woo! Extend the other one out. Ground yourself down. Hips and shoulders facing front. Bring that leg out to the side. Keep your toes facing the sky. Bring it across. If your mat gets in the way, bend my knee a little bit. Just keep your heel down. The heel on the ground is going to keep it just a little bit out of your hip in an annoying way. Pulling across, reaching wide. That's it. Pulling across and reach. Good. Couple more. And just watch, because those toes want to tilt out to the side. My hips disagree. Not boring. You know what it is? It's just I'm acutely aware at what I have to compete with on this channel, and I know that you all are here for the right reasons. So I'm always just mindful. We have a bunch of new subscribers in. Welcome everyone. I'm glad to see you coming in, and I'm glad to see that it feels like you're actual real human beings instead of a bunch of bots commenting on my body. 2 more. But you know, like there's a lot, like I get trending video alerts for some of the markets that I try to cater to, and it's enough to make you want to go to therapy. Let's just say that much. So sometimes people come in and they're like, nope, not exciting enough, not many bells and whistles, you know, a lot of exercises. You need an ankle weight and like an arm weight. You need to be like doing all these things and balancing on the edge of a cliff and then bungee jumping off the cliff, and then that's when people find you. I'm cool with just sliding my leg back and forth and integrating my adductor muscles. That's good for me. All right. Listen, we're gonna do a little shoulder blade integration, back work, thoracic spine work. So I would like you to have a weight that is challenging for you, thinking of it as in terms of using it for your bigger muscle groups. So I'm gonna use a 15. You might choose a 10, an 8. If you're working on shoulder stuff, maybe it's a 5. We just want these close by. Good. Yes. All right, so we're gonna come down onto our forearms, and we're gonna do a little scapular, I get you, Tracy. It might kiss your muscles too. I mean, maybe that's the thing. All right, so our forearms are parallel to one another. We're laying in a prone position, which is on our stomach, and you just let yourself collapse a little bit for a moment. Let your shoulders kind of shrug up and just kind of slump down into them. Our action is pressing the palms, the forearms down into the mat until we feel our shoulder blades separate and your abdomen lift off the mat just a little bit. And again, depending on the shape, the size of your body, you may feel a lot lift, you may feel a little lift, but the goal is to really put your focus around your shoulder blades. Moving together as we lower, we're pinching the shoulder blades close to the spine. As we press into the ground, we're moving them apart and just lifting our torso, okay? As you get the gist of the exercise, start to just check in and see if you're equally weighting both arms. That's a good one for me. Good. Pressing. So this is a great option for anyone who is not using a front support on their hands. If your wrists bug you, you can certainly also do this up on the knees. We're gonna upgrade it in a moment, so good. We're gonna do one more here. Lowering down. Woo. I like the light that I have going on lets me see my shadow, so I can see when one shoulder kicks up a minute. All right, let's come up onto hands and knees. Now, scapular push-ups in a box position or a quadruped is going to be the same thing. Shoulder blades pinching together, shoulder blades coming apart. We're not doing a whole lot of arching and curling. You want to think of your spine in a flat back, and we squeeze together. We press the mat away to press them apart. Squeeze them together, and press the mat away to press them apart. Just feeling a little hug from the front of your rib cage to the back of your rib cage. Working on your breath. I like a little exhale as I press away. Good. Getting nice and warm. Let's go for 3. We've got one more upgrade for this before we start to add some weights to it, so enjoy yourself. Good. And last one. And press. Let's take a little rest pose. Walk your hands forward, just to get a little stretch in the underarms. Let your chest hang through. So any of those two variations we just did, whether your hands are on the ground or whether you're in a quadruped or box position, you can keep those if that's where you need to be today. The next is either upgrading to a plank on your knees, shoulders together, shoulders apart, or a full plank. And I'm going to bring my body into a full plank. You can join however you like. So if we're setting up our plank, we're pointing our index fingers towards the end of the mat. We're finding our support, pushing down through the mat, tucking one set of toes under, and then trying to lift the other leg up without changing the shape. Get into your shape, and then we're shrugging the shoulders together, pressing the mat away to move them apart. It's definitely harder, definitely a bit more integration, coordination. It's the beginning piece of a push-up. So if you're working on your push-ups, this is a great place to start. Let's keep the front of the ribs towards the back of the ribs. We've got 2 more here. Here we go, last one. Hard to talk and do. All the way up, good. Bend your knees, release, shake those arms out. Real deal, right? When we talk about integrative movement with your shoulder blades, your spine, your core work, your leg work even, that's all of it. So now we're gonna take the same mindset that we used, shoulders together apart, we're gonna break it down to make a row happen. So take your hands underneath your shoulders. You can do with both feet, just equally balanced, no worries. Or, might regret this, 15, you're gonna take the opposite leg of the arm with the weight, and you're gonna find that little tuck of the toe. Just wanna be on the mat. So the supporting arm, the back arm, pretty much stays static, meaning your shoulder blade's just gonna maintain its support. It's not gonna shrug, it's not gonna release, your spine's not doing much of anything. However, on the row side, we're pulling the shoulder blade back to the spine and then reaching it down. And we're gonna try to pull that weight to the hip and reach it down. Okay, we're gonna go for 12 repetitions. Ready, set, here we go. Up and down. And we're going a little slower just so we can manage it. So feel your shoulder blade come apart, feel it slide back out. And this is, somewhat interesting just from the standpoint of doing this on a mat instead of on a raised surface. You could absolutely do it on a raised surface, like a bench or a counter in a lunge. But so often we use kneeling in Pilates, I thought we'd do it this way today. Good. 3, 2, and 1. I'm pretty sure that was 12. I'm not gonna lie, started talking, lost a little count, but I know we did at least 10, so we're good. All right, go ahead and shake it out. Interestingly enough, you're probably feeling a little bit on your other hip. So let's take it here. Oops, let's find the opposite leg. Doesn't wanna go back into that stretch. Set yourself up. We go in 3, 2, 1. Pulling that shoulder blade across the back, letting it recover. Be sure that you're aiming your weight for the bottom of your rib cage, your waist, your hip. That's going to ensure that you're keeping that shoulder blade away from your neck, which we don't want it, which mine was just creeping up there. There we go. Two more. Is it 2 more? It's not 2 more, sorry. Now it's 2 more. I promise I'll count next time. This is because I like doing timed a little bit better. All right, release. Release. All right, we're gonna take a break from the arms. Move back into the hips. Sit on a chair if you like. You can still do this stretch. You would be seated. You're gonna take one leg out to the side. And what we're gonna do here is just lean into the foot, stretching the inner thighs, and then come all the way out of it. So you get to decide how far you go, but as you lean, be sure that your knee doesn't come forward. It's pressing back, aiming over your second and third toe. Okay, let's try a couple playing like this. Reaching through, deepening the hip fold, pulling all the way back on top. And again, reaching through, deepening that hip fold. Some people might be thinking, is this Pilates? Some of these exercises are from Pilates derivatives. Let's take the arm into a long stretch away and then pull it all the way back. So this is a very, I mean, a lunge is a lunge is a lunge. This is a little variation on an exercise sequence from the Ron Fletcher work, but it's not the Ron Fletcher work. Just in case any of the people who are frustrated with me for watering things down are watching, it's fine. I know my place. Sillies. But 2 more. Pilates world can be so fill in the blank. Last one. Good. Pull it all the way back. All right. Let's go to the other side. Just plain lunge first. Stretch it all the way over. Pull it all the way up. Now, keep your foot grounded. Fold in your ankle. The goal is ankle, foot, knee, hip mobility, and weight shift. So you're going as far as you can. And if that's not super duper far, we're not going to worry about it. There is, thank God, no Pilates Olympics. Thank God, how boring. This is only about just feeling our body move. So let's add that stretch, reach out. Pull it back in. I need that one today. Reach. Good. Good. Yeah, this is a nice one. You know, gets all the lower joints. So things that I feel or think about are standing into my heel, pressing through my big toe, squeezing the muscles behind my knee, and then also breaking a pencil in my hip. Yeah, let's go one more time. Little hair reset. Good, all the way up. All right, we're gonna go for a second round. It's gonna be a little bit of an endurance round. We have our scapular push-ups, which are just moving the shoulder blades together and apart, either on your knees, in a knee plank, or in a full plank. We're gonna go right into the rows, one arm at a time, okay? So let's get into our position. This is the last sequence we'll do on our knees today, just in case you're wondering. We'll find our plank position, find your hand position, solidify, build it up. We're bringing the shoulders together, push them apart. Bring them together, push them apart. Try not to lower your hips like I just did together. Don't let your hips drop. Really keep it at the shoulder blade level. So there we go. Keep lifting your front ribs to your back ribs. Press it up. One more time. Press it up. Bend your knees. Find your weight. Set up your opposite leg back. Ready? Go. We pull up. I know we're moving, we're losing our music, but it'll come back. 2. I'm gonna count this time. 3. And 4. Good. Everything else is solid and stable. Push back through your heel. Reach through your toe. Weight coming right to the hip. All right, 4 more, I think. Good. 3, 2, 1, and reach forward. All right, other side right away. Switch knees, switch legs. Find your weight. Set yourself up. Ready, set, here we go. Pull. 2. Nice and controlled on the way down. 6. 4 more. Last one. Good. Release. All right. Turn all the way over. We're going to take one weight out. You can keep the same one. And we'll come down to your back for a moment. We're going to go into a spinal bridge. However, if you don't want to use the weight, you don't need to. We're just adding a little extra resistance, and I'm going to push it with my hands, holding it like this. We're rolling the hips back, pressing up to the top. Your hips reach the weight up, but your spine gets to ripple down. So as you roll down through the spine, one bone at a time, try to think of suspending that weight for as long as possible. This is called a loaded spinal bridge because we're adding weight to it. And on the way down, we've talked about this before, it's eccentric control, eccentric control, eccentric control, all the way down. That's lowering with control and with gravity. Peeling up. Do you have an inner thigh connection? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Let's find it, enhance it, making sure we're standing into that big toe. Supporting our movement through our breath. Rolling down. Letting your heart come between your shoulders. We're really massaging the mat. A couple more like this. Rolling and reaching. Articulating through. Using that weight to help you get into the tight spots of your spine. So if you need to take a little more time to let something move, by all means, please do. There we go. One more time. Good. Up to the top. All the way down. Good. All right, release. Let's carefully take that weight off to the side for a moment. Let our knees twist in one direction. Good. Going in the other direction. Coming back to center, and we're going to bring our legs to tabletop and our arms to the sky with fists, like you're holding the dumbbells. From here, punch your fists up, feel your shoulder blades separate, and then pull them back down and stand them into the mat. So this is going to be a little different than what we did. We're really working on the separation, and then we're working on the stability or the placement against the mat instead of pinching them. Okay, so what we're not doing is squeezing and arching right now. Just something different. Reach it up. Good. Press it down. Now, when you reach it up, can you feel how your upper back bends a bit? It becomes like a little hammock slightly. When you press it down, maybe that upper back becomes more of a straight line. I mean, everything's in quotations, right? So as we press up, as we separate those shoulder blades, it's automatically bringing us into a bend. Can you feel it? And then as we lower down, we're coming back down, standing into the shoulder blades. If you need to put your feet down to explore this, go for it. Otherwise, stay with me in tabletop. Reach the arms up, curl forward, reach forward. Feel the stretch between your blades. Peel back. Stand into your blades here. I'm going to add a little stretch of the legs and bend. Punch your arms up, reaching forward. Reach all the way past. Maybe open your hands here and then lower down. Make your fists again. Let's stretch the legs up and down. Punch the ceiling. Look forward to your legs. Open your fingers, reach, find that upper body connection and fists. And lower, stand into your shoulder blades up And bend, a couple more. Reach forward through the blades. Open reach, good. Fists, roll down and up. And last time, reaching forward, reach those hands and all the way down. Now we've got one last one to get us up to a seated position. So we're gonna reach forward to the ceiling, coming up, taking your hands on the backs of your legs, rock yourself all the way up to the top. Did you do it? Yeah. So let's go into rolling like a ball. Make sure your weights are out of the way. And we're gonna take the hands on the knees, and we're still going to work on that wide back with the shoulder blades spreading apart. I hope this is gonna help your roll because you'll have more of a rounded shape, okay? So find your balance here, heels together, toes apart. Imagine that someone's pulling your elbows out to the sides. Press your knees into your hands, pull your heels into your sits bones, feel the stretch across your upper back, and ready, set, let's roll. Oh, it's so much better when they're stretched. I hope you feel the same way. So we're going back and up, finding our balance at the top. Whew. Feeling where we might be able to suspend for just a hair longer. Good. Keep your chin tucked in. We'll go for 4, 3, 2, 3, and 1. Good. All right, release. Open yourself up, take your hands back, pull your shoulders together, open your hips. Really nice work. Good. We're gonna go into single leg stretch, and I got a little challenge for you. So can you take both hands onto your right knee? Do the exact same thing you did in rolling like a ball. Just hover your opposite leg up, and then we're gonna press your right knee into your hands as you stretch your left leg out and transition with wide shoulder blades all the way down to the mat, pulling your knee into your eye socket, holding that upper body contraction, and then we switch, 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 switch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold. Push that knee into your hands. See if you can use gravity and leverage to pull yourself all the way back up. It's harder than it looks, and certainly if your hips are tighter, you're gonna feel a little challenge on this one. Try to make it feel easy. I know that is a frustrating directive, but just think it's easy and see what you can come up with, okay? Lift your left leg up, press your knees into your hands, find your hover, find your balance. Wide back, we're gonna reach the leg out. Keep pushing the knee forward and the hands to cushion your landing. This is super big eccentric control. And we switch legs. Switch, 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 switch for 4, 3, 2, 1. Press your knee into your hand. Curl deeper all the way up to the top. And we're there. All right, that's a little party trick to work on for yourself. Let's take the legs out to the side. Reach your arms forward, sit up nice and tall. Spine stretch. Reaching forward, rounding over. Peeling back up through the spine. Let's pay attention to the shoulder blades here too, yeah? Lengthening up. What happens when we stretch the blades apart as we reach forward? And then pressing all the way up to the top. Lift and lengthen. And feeling them come back on to the body. One more time. Lift, reaching up and over, stretching from your tail through the crown of your head. Pressing down to come up. Let's open the arms out to a T. We're gonna rotate towards your front leg and then reach over into your saw. Now this is an interesting one because your front shoulder blade is moving away from your spine, but your back shoulder blade is moving towards it. See if you can feel that. And then keep it as you roll up. That's how rotation happens, yeah? And come back to center. Twist to the other side. Your front shoulder blade reaches away from your spine, your back shoulder blade slides towards your spine. And suddenly you're twisted. Just roll up through the spine. Come back to center. Let's turn again. Good. Moving from our blades, reaching, reaching, reaching. Peeling up to the top. And center. One more time. Twist. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Peeling up to the top. And coming back to center. Yeah, not bad, right? All right, so scoot forward one more time. We're gonna try a little eccentric exercise with our weight. So our goal is going to be to work through maybe 5 or 6 segments of our spine, which let's just think of that as like 1-inch movements. So you're gonna have your weight. I'm gonna just do it with the 15, see what we can do. So I'm here, we're gonna rock back, we're gonna twist in one direction, we're gonna twist in the other direction, we're gonna come center, we're gonna rock back, and we're gonna twist and twist, and do it 5 times. Remember your shoulder blades, remember your weight in your hips, and let's find this little incremental, eccentrically loaded curl. Are you ready? Sit tall, chest, weight at chest height, roll back about 1 inch, twist in one direction, come through center, twist in the other direction, come back to center, roll back another inch, twist, center, twist, center, another inch, twist, center. If you're not using the weight, that's okay, twist. And if your inches are centimeters, that's okay too. Go ahead, back, twist. This is number 4. Twist. Center, last time to roll back. Twist. Center, woo! Twist. Center, reach your arms forward to help you come up and lower that weight down. Hello. Take a little stretch forward. Woo. Yeah. Should we try it again? So a lot of times when people use the weights, I'm not going to do it because I'll end up throwing my back out. Let that be a lesson. They'll go arms, 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 arms. That's a thing. I mean, you're going to get some bicep work and some chest work, but this is about torso, torso, and so it's more shoulder blades moving than it is hands. All right? Let's go back again. Wait, do you all use the inches and centimeters in Canada? I forgot. Let me know. And make the appropriate conversion, because math is not my strong suit. Once we get past long division, I just learned with my son's homework. It's that's where I have to hire a tutor. All right, are we ready? Here's our last challenge. Sit up nice and tall. Elbows out to the side. Rock back 1 inch. Turn your torso. Turn your torso, come to center, rock back 1 inch, turn your torso, come back to center. Number 3, rock back 1 inch, turn your torso, come back to center. Number 4, rock back 1 inch, twist, twist, come back to center. One more time, rock back 1 inch, twist, twist. Hold, slowly come up in 4, slow, 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 3, 2, 1. Roll those shoulders. Good. Flip yourself around. Let's take a little abdominal stretch. Yeah, I know. We do both, yeah. I don't know why we don't do everything else. Go ahead and lift. It becomes very confusing when I watch British Bake Off in terms of the measurements. Grams, grams, grams. What's a gram? Good. We're just stretching our abdominals right now. Roll back 2.54 centimeters. I'm good with that, Dick. Every little moment counts, right? Good. Go ahead and come down, press your hips back to your heels. Shift your hips to the right, take your hands to the left. Similar to that stretch we did at the beginning. Let's get that nice long stretch. Good, switching sides. Good work today. Today felt like a vitamin workout. And by that I mean we supplemented what we need, I think. I hope. Good, come on, forward. Now remember, let's tuck our toes and come back to up stretch or down dog, however you want to call it. We'll get up there, we'll pedal our feet. Remember that every week is designed as a complementary plan. So we have our cardio on Monday, we have our strength or skill building on Wednesday, and then we have our recovery on Thursday. And sometimes there's a flavoring of skill building and recovery and skill building, depending on what we're working on. Let's lift both heels up and lower both heels down. Take one last long stretch through both sides of your torso. Good. You can walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands, whatever you like. Come to a space where you're standing well onto the bottoms of your feet. Let your head hang. Let those shoulder blades relax. And then we're going to slowly roll up. Keep your legs as straight or bent as you like. Just let it be a position that helps you move your spine. Yeah. Just take a look at yourself. Do you really think it's gonna letting your shoulders come down at the bottom. Finding your head right over your shoulders. Good. I'm going to turn to face you. Just turn your head side to side. Hopefully it feels a little bit better, a little more possible as we go through. So don't forget that this channel is really providing you with a weekly plan. That's the intention. And so it might not be a plan that you particularly are looking for or need in terms of like, we're not focused on hypertrophy. We're focused mostly on function and making sure we touch on all areas of functional training, from cardiovascular health to balance to flexibility to mobility to thought processes to mental health to spiritual health in some cases, and then also to like the just resting of the nervous system. So I really think that my channel has evolved into what I've always hoped it would become, which is really a whole human approach to movement. So that's why we're here. If you're taking this as a one-off class, then welcome. I encourage you to try the program. And if you're just here for one thing or another, be sure that you go back into the playlist, because all of the classes are divided into mat-based classes and rebounding and all of those things. Thank you so much. Oh, they do have the best doors on the ovens in Bellicon, for sure. All right, everyone, thank you so much. Again, new subscribers, keep coming back. We've got more coming. Check out the schedule. I will see you tomorrow for reset, but check out the schedule for next week. We start our countdown to the end of the year with some holiday fun. So I'm excited for that one and to be with you all there. Big love. Don't forget to check in why the movement matters to you. It matters to me, and it should matter to you too.